Okay, Charles, let us quickly have a look at how our last video essay did. Well, at least it did pretty well in the review department. Just for next time, let's not shit on a well-established IP to not spark up people to dislike the video. Let us see what's in the vault of video ideas to make next, shall we? Ah, shit, I'm gonna do it again, aren't I? When I first saw the trailer for the new animated Scooby-Doo movie, I was excited. I didn't look too much into it, like who was voicing the characters and what plot lines they were gonna do. I just saw Scooby and Shaggy and went, that's kinda neat. I'll give that a watch. And over time, my overall level of excitement just went down and down. And upon watching the film, at home in quarantine with some snacks, by the opening 10 minutes, I was just left with a deep feeling of disappointment and the lingering question of how the hell did you fuck up Scooby-Doo? It really baffles me. You have characters who have been around since the 60s with so many different incarnations and films to go off of, with stuff that really works and stuff that really doesn't work. I know I'm a little late to the party of this movie being really bad and shit, but I just want to do one on it because there isn't really anything else new coming out, and because this whole virus thing, and with someone that grew up with these movies like Scooby-Doo, I just want to throw my hat in the ring, so sit back, relax, and I do hope you enjoy the video. But just before we dive in, yes, it's that time again, views have been insane recently, so I just wanted to say thank you, but up to 84%, yes, 84% of you guys who watch our videos aren't subscribed. So if you do enjoy this video, please just think about subscribing and hitting that bell icon too. Any support really goes a long way, but this stuff is just boring, so let's go into the major reasons why this movie sucked ass. If you have no idea what the plot to this movie is, I'll give a quick explanation of what it is. The 2020 release of Scoob is about him and the gang going on the most challenging mystery ever. A plot to unleash the ghost dog of Cerberus upon the world. As they race to stop the dogpocalypse, yeah, that's really what it says. The gang discovers that Scooby has an epic destiny greater than anyone imagined. Now it's from IMDb, and I just couldn't come up with a dumber and more blatant way to describe this movie's plot that perfectly encapsulates what's wrong with it. For starters, and spoilers from here on out, it's not a mystery. It's as much as a mystery as Obi-Wan going around asking people where Kamino is. But basically, the plot of this movie, it isn't a mystery. There's a bad guy and he has adventures, and they kind of go on a chase to beat him around the world to a certain location. Basically, at the end, they go to this Greek door thingy, and there's gods and I don't know, some shit. That unlocks a giant dog. The movie starts off actually not too bad. It's cheesy for sure. We see Kid Scoob and Kid Shaggy and the beginnings of their friendship. Jump forward a little bit and we see, the meeting of the gang and their first mystery. At this point, you kind of embrace the cheese and its fun tone, with the bad guy being an old man in a mask, with the contraption being based in reality, which just makes the mystery that little bit more interesting. We get to the fun intro that recreates that classic intro from the original cartoon, but really, it's as soon as this stops, you can turn off the telly. No, literally. Straight after, it goes straight downhill into boring nonsense with a Simon Cowell cameo. I'll talk about him more later, but before I go into him, I just want to state something that most YouTubers are covering with this movie, that is the voice actors. I think this movie's worst decision possible was replacing every character bar Scoob with celebrities. Don't get me wrong, I love Will Forte and Zac Efron and the rest of the cast, but what does Zac Efron add to the role of Fred, for example? He has nothing. He has barely any lines in this movie, and the only part I actually went, Fred was actually good there, was the entire trap cop scene. When Frank Welker is sitting in the booth, why not get him to do it? I know this point has been driven home by plenty of other YouTubers, but watching the film, it's such an odd direction to take these characters. Other than saying, hey, it's a celebrity voicing the character, why not let the people that have done the voice job for these characters for 20 years just do it? I just want to start off by talking about how lazy this film is in the way it wants to tell its story. Literally everything in this movie is on the nose or straight up told to the audience. Oh, we want the gang to have struggles, or maybe some characters don't fit in. Have an external character come in and just say to these two characters they need to leave. I'll get to all the jam superhero stuff a bit later, but Scooby and Shaggy are on the Falcon Fury. It's just some spaceship thing. And the first thing they ask when they see these new characters is, who sent these robots? It's a very normal question. But then this lady just knows everything. It came from the villain who has this motive and this plan, and this is how we stop him. Wait, what? This is a mystery film from a mystery franchise where every single step of the mystery is told to you at the 20-minute mark, with 15 minutes of it or just being a flashback. This movie just doesn't want you being bored. There is nothing else to this scene, so it just has to tell you the whole plot, so it just goes to the next big sequence. If you were Rian Johnson at like the best writing in Hollywood, to have your movies like Knives Out, you can get away with shit like this because your films are oozing with substance just fucking everywhere. But this movie is, oh no, this movie is nowhere near his standard. And when you think things can't get any worse, the most annoying character enters the fray, the Blue Falcon. Every aspect of this character is, you guessed it, surface level. Ken Jeong's robot dog thing comes in and just exposits everything again, and by this point you know his whole arc in 30 seconds. He lives in his dad's shadow, trying to be a superhero, but he hasn't learned the meaning of being a hero. Side note, the best thing in this movie by far is Dick Dastardly. Now this is where a lot of the other Hanna-Barbera stuff comes in, and I totally think this movie would have been better off without all of it and just focus on the Scooby-Doo gang and like the villains they have and the monsters and just the fun stuff like that. But all the scenes that make me laugh or I tell my friends about, like the only things I really like about this movie involve him. Him and Muttley were like a really small part of this film, but I just wanted a little section to go, fuck me, this guy is decently funny, but only has like 10 minutes of screen time out of the full 90 minutes. But back to the lazy writing. Now, there is no better scene to show this. I don't know if I've said that already, but anyways, this scene here, they are saying to go on a mission with them. They argue, they're going or they're not going. It's a classic call to adventure, part of any hero's journey. A famous one is the one in episode 4, A New Hope, the lightsaber scene with Uncle Ben and Luke. Luke initially says, no, we can't, and he gives some reasons. They turn out to be superficial reasons, blah, 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 other cool stuff happens. But he eventually accepts the call to adventure when his uncle and his auntie are murdered by stormtroopers. So, in this movie, how do they do it? By literally having Shaggy taking a fake call called adventure and saying no to it. Everything in this movie is facepalm inducing. Oh, and I'm also trying not to make this video as long as my Justice League video, but it's really hard not going scene by scene, just saying why every scene, like, it just sucks. But on rewatch, I just had to add that Fred, Daphne, and Velma find out the entire bad guy's plan and his motive, who he is, from Google. A simple Google search by typing in the type of oil he uses, scotch, and some other things from a hair sample, all together got them to a remote place in the United States, and they looked up to who the owner was, and it belonged to Dick Dastardly. Ugh. Now, the bar scene, like the opening scene with Simon Cowell. The gang doesn't get back together till the climax of the movie. I have no idea what the writers of this film were thinking, which there were 7 of. By separating the leads, at this point you could call Fred, Daphne, and Velma the cameos of their own movie. Simon Cowell literally shares the same number of scenes with Scooby and Shaggy as they do, and has more impact on their respective arcs. So by the end of the film, when it tries to tug those heartstrings, as it's been such a touching journey for these characters,
come a long way together. Long way yet to go.
It has no impact. There aren't even same voice actors, so I can't imagine the cartoon episodes I remember as a kid. We just have 2 very short flashback scenes and 2 scenes with the whole gang together. The gang doesn't really meet up until 71 minutes into the movie, post the diner scene. Now, does the Shaggy and Scooby-Doo movie formula work without the gang? Yes, it kind of does, actually. There are plenty of examples where films and TV shows have worked by shaking up the formula, but everyone, and I mean everyone, when they think of Scooby-Doo, they imagine the entire squad being there.
For the Mystery Machine!
I get Marvel films and superhero films are just the big hit thing right now, but forcing other IPs or franchises that aren't superhero films, this movie reeks of let's just try and cram all the different superhero aspects into a movie that will just get kids through it. I started this sequence of this segment of my video with Fred grabbing what I think is a hubcap off his car and doing his best Captain America impression. That, along with literally the superhero team of Blue Falcon and his flying dog, just taint everything that happens in this movie. It means the plot can't be just a Canadian bad guy who owns a theater or something. The entire thing is written to be this big, epic, with a big green dog at the end they have to fight. But when did the movie need to be endgame to be entertaining? All of the most enjoyable scenes in the movie is when the characters can play off each other. Dick and Scoob in the mirror, where that mirror place at the fair thing, where Dick is trying to get Scoob to pronounce his name correctly. Fred trying to get a speeding ticket. Dick's retelling of how Muttley got trapped. All these scenes are characters working off one another. Seeing a huge ship hook another ship in the air, so they have to do this special maneuver to get away, isn't what I signed up for when going to see a Scooby-Doo movie, or Shaggy and Scoob running away from a heap of killer robots shooting at them. Seeing all this just goes so harshly against the formula of the gang going against, petty crimes and shit. I really do think at the core of the film's biggest issues are the creative choices behind everything. To give Scoob a superhero suit, or to make all the vehicles so flashy. Like, I'm used to my favorite properties, being a front to sell toys. Like, hell, I love Transformers. Everything they do is to sell toys. But I just think it's different for these characters who everyone loves. It's just so lazy to see such a half-assed effort into writing an adaptation. Not getting the voice actors who live and breathe these roles for 2 decades just hurts inside. This isn't a movie that broke me or anything. It's just painfully dull. Every choice in this movie is to make it like an MCU film. And don't get me wrong, I love the MCU. But every one of those movies is a genre within itself. So a movie trying to imitate the bones of an MCU movie is just a cheap skin of one, without any substance, which at the forefront is character. And this movie just outright fails on that front. Toy Story 4 has a similar divide amongst the leads of Woody and Buzz, and it ends on the emotional connection to the point where you don't need dialogue to show the emotion of these characters. Their eyes, their movements, 2 hours preceding events just say enough for these characters. Not every movie needs to be Toy Story 4, but oath, wouldn't it be great if it was? This movie tries to pull the heartstrings with Shaggy's sacrifice, but it ultimately fails and falls flat because the whole premise came up 40 seconds earlier. And that's the problem with these larger-than-life ideas. If you don't set them up properly, they will fall flat. A secret door which needs to be opened and closed by 2 people is just a dumb premise. It just seems like the result of a writer's block or something in an earlier draft of the script that actually stayed in there until the time it came to do animation. To sum up all my thoughts, this movie ain't great. It sucks, but it ain't the end of the world. If you've reached this point in the video, I just want to say thanks. Thanks for watching to this point for my video on the 2020 Scoob animated film. If you did enjoy the video, just press like and share the video, subscribe for more content just like this. I try to make video essays as fast as possible, but sometimes it, takes a little while. But hopefully I will see you guys in the next one.